Okay, so surviving Minecraft already as it is, you know, pretty hard for someone like me. But now imagine a world that is Minecraft, except it's literally just one block and you have to survive, which is exactly what we're gonna be doing today for some reason. Hey, I am gonna be surviving 100 days of Minecraft on one block Minecraft. It's exactly how this sounds. I'm on one block for, you know, 100 days and I have to make a huge base and survive. And along the way, some stuff will spawn and try to kill me and blow up my entire base, which it does multiple times. So make sure you guys stay to the end to find out. 15,000 likes, all right? And I will release a part 2 to this, okay? So make sure you guys drop a like, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We're incredibly close to 500,000. We're a couple thousand away. So if you guys haven't already subscribed, you know, make sure you guys do so. I want you guys to comment one block because I've never played anything like this in my life. I'll heart some people who do. Lastly, go follow my Twitch. I'll be streaming some of this live, so go follow that right now. Grab some popcorn, get some food, some drinks, everything you guys need, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Okay, 100 days of Minecraft on one block, basically. But yeah, I've never played anything like this in my entire life. I've never played Skyblock, nothing like that. So, I mean, this is a bit different. You just break one block over and over and over again. I mean, the beginning part's pretty simple. You know, you're just breaking one block. You can get chests, you can open them up. You know, and you get a tree that you can plant. But yeah, you're supposed to build around this one block after breaking as many as you can, you know, build a little island and, you know, try to survive as you know, as long as you possibly can. But apparently there wasn't enough space. I've totally got lost in, you know, breaking blocks that I forgot to build. After building a little bit, I felt a little bit more, you know, secure in myself that, you know, any mobs that spawn will not fall. I was a little bit worried about that because if, you know, the game thinks that I already have enough pets or animals to survive, but they've all fallen off the island, then, you know, that would be a big problem. But yeah, I mean, everything was going pretty well to start, obviously. It was just basically breaking wood and dirt simulator over and over and over. But another thing is, too, is, you know, I needed to put a block under this block as well, just in case any blocks fell. I didn't want them to fall into the void, obviously, so that would be a big, big problem. So, obviously, you know, I get my water, place that down below, and place a block under the chest, just in case, because I don't want to lose anything, you know, any valuables, nothing like that, you know what I mean? So along the way, there are different levels to this. So obviously this is just the beginning level where you just get the essentials, you get some chests full of wood and stuff like that. So here we go. We just got through the first level, on level 2, and you know, there's a lot of things that I don't know about. I've never watched any videos on this before, so I don't know what spawns or anything like that, and there's a lot of mobs that spawn along the way. So, you know, I'm just doing my thing, finally get some food, and yeah, just literally just breaking dirt over and over and over. Something I underestimated about this challenge is that it's really, really easy to get caught in, you know, just breaking blocks. Obviously, this is the whole concept of it, but I mean, whenever that pig spawned right there, I almost pooped myself. I'll be straight up. I decided it was probably best to build a bunch of, you know, like barriers around the entire Skyblock island, and then I'll like expand it over time. So after I get more and more wood and then more and more dirt, I'll, you know, build on the outside, remove those walls, and then I'll like expand it, I guess. So, you know, I went back to building or breaking and doing my thing. I wasn't getting anything else really, and then a cow spawned, and it is so loud for some reason in my headset that every single time a new animal spawn, I like jump because I'm just breaking the block and doing my thing, that I'm not really like paying attention to like my surroundings or anything. I'm just sitting there looking at a dirt block and breaking it over and over. This sheep was big. I mean, as you can see there, I jumped and hit the sheep because I was a bit spooked by it again, but also those chickens, they multiplied as they walked, which was nuts, actually insane. But yeah, that sheep was really big because I needed to sleep throughout the night, and yeah, all these animals are just non-stop spawning, and I don't have enough space for all these guys. I mean, I could have just ended up making this bigger, like right now, as in right now I start building and making it bigger, but I wasn't thinking about that. Realistically, I was just trying to get some more wood, but I couldn't find any, which kind of sucked, but you know, it is what it is. I need to make a farm very, very soon as well, because I didn't have much food. I can't rely on, you know, a couple pieces of watermelon to spawn for the rest of the you know, the time that I'm on here. So I wanted to expand, give myself more area to build, and you know, another cow spawn and scare the crap out of me. But you know, it is what it is. I'm basically getting harassed by all of these animals surrounding me, and I'm starting to lose my mind at this point. I remember this specifically because every single animal was just making a noise, and it was super loud and super annoying. So I was trying my best to build this as quickly as possible, and then also make some more barriers, some fences to put around the entire area, because this is going to be a lot bigger, obviously, but you know, I don't want anybody to fall. and die, because, you know, if I lose all those cows, who knows? Maybe no more cows spawn, and that's it. It's GG. It's over. You know, I don't get any more cows, no more milk, nothing. And milk is pretty big in this, because if any mobs spawn or anything happens, then, you know, I need milk to drink it and get rid of any effects, etc. So right now I'm basically just trying to make it so that they can funnel into a specific area to just sit there. You know, I don't want them around me the entire time, because it's so annoying. They just will not shut up. So, you know, I get all the chickens, they multiply somehow. I thought I only had 2, but apparently I had 5. So, you know, that happened. And, you know, I needed to get some wheat as well to get all these guys out of the way. But, you know, I don't think I was too worried about it at the moment exactly. So I need to just keep going. And the animals kept getting right in my face, which was really frustrating. But, you know, I actually got a mushroom cow stew? Mushroom? I don't know exactly what it's called. But, you know, he's there. And that's actually really good, because I was worried about food. And, you know, I got one of those guys. Also, apparently, mob spawn. My life flashed before my eyes, because I thought that it was going to be over right there. I literally thought that, you know, the entire series was over. But another one spawned, which was kind of scary, because this was going to be a normal thing now, which I did not realize. I did not know that mobs, or hostile mobs, can spawn, which really, really sucks, because I was getting lost in, you know, just breaking blocks. And, oh, I got bunnies too. Forgot about that. But, you know, I finally got some wheat, and I tried to get them to come out, but they were not listening, and they could not, like, think for themselves. They just couldn't walk forward. So I had to break the gate, because they have 2 brain cells or so, maybe give or take 1 or 2. But I finally got them through. I mean, just about, almost. I don't know how you're supposed to get bunnies to follow you, but I couldn't do it for the life of me, so I wasn't worried about the bunnies at the moment. They're just kind of doing their thing. They're not loud, but they do multiply like crazy, and they're everywhere, so yeah. I was just doing my thing, breaking some blocks. Stone would be really big, too, because obviously, you know, if anything else spawned, I wanted to have a good amount of space, and then a creeper spawned! And, yeah, there it goes. All my stuff that I've worked for. There goes a bunny. There goes a second bunny. And, there goes a third. In about 10 seconds, I lost every single bunny that I owned, and all of my items were on the floor, which was, you know, a great start to a very long series that I was going to spend a lot of time on. So I looked it up, and I was trying to figure out what the best way was to block in mobs, because at this point, I realized that, you know, maybe it wasn't the best idea to have my chests right next to where the mobs spawn, but also I need to figure out how to keep the mobs from blowing up or walking away. So this is my mind at work right now, trying to figure out how in the world do I keep them in there. And I came to the conclusion that this was the best case scenario for me to have them spawn, and then I could hit their feet. So this is definitely not the way you're supposed to do it, but it's okay. So I mean, I figured out that maybe if you put slabs, it'll stop the spiders from spawning, but then I realized I got rid of the block, and then now another creeper spawned, and so it's chasing me, and this mob's in the way. So I run, and I accidentally let that cow out, and, you know, the creeper's walking around, and it's really, really scary, because, you know, I don't have much space, so I build out a little bit, make him follow me to the edge, and then boom! He's gone. He's off the edge. So, yeah, I got rid of a creeper, which was nice, because I did not want him to break my stuff. So there you go, and I break one block, and another creeper spawns, which was scary, and he started to blow up, but, you know, I ended up actually killing him. I was really worried, because my chests are literally right there, and I don't even think I moved them after this point, because I was still so sure that this would, you know, stop them from running, but it really, really didn't, and it doesn't later on the video, like you guys will see. So, and honestly, at this point in time, I'm basically just like saving as many blocks as I can for whenever I can actually start building, you know, and make some actual good structures, because I just have like random blocks. And yeah, another creeper spawned, which is very, very scary because of how close it is to all of my items and everything. So I quickly kill him, and it is a stress all gone from me, because if it blows up all my stuff again, I'm gonna lose my mind at this point. So there you go. I'm already up to like what, the 3rd or 4th level at this point, and I'm almost ready to start like building actual structures. I really want to build a house and everything so that I could put all my items there, obviously, and you know, I can go shear the sheep and go make some beds, etc. All that type of stuff that I really need to do to actually get through the 100 days a little bit faster and a little bit more efficient. I can't spend you know, tons of nights, you know, just sitting here breaking blocks, because if anything spawns around my island or anything like that and comes and kills me, I will be very, very upset. And also, speaking of, you know, not having any room, a polar bear spawns, which is nuts because I don't have any room at all. And apparently, because I've been saying that, a polar bear spawns. So they're just really testing to see how much I can fit on one island. But you know, it is what it is. Another couple skeleton spawns. These ones are really annoying because they just make you slow. They don't actually kill you, really. Like, they don't do too much damage, but, you know, it is what it is. They spawn, I kill them, and there you go. I'm already building a house at this point. I started to place some trees and make them grow with the bones that I was getting from these skeletons. I'd use the bone meal for them and just make them grow a lot. And then, you know, just build my house with it, I guess. I mean, it's not the best wood, but it, you know, in this one stage, this is the only wood that was coming, like spawning or anything. So I did what I could with that, and I plan to build a bigger house in the future. So, you know, I'll be saving for that as well. This one is just for the meantime. So I'll have my bed in there, some chests, and then like any villagers that spawn or anything like that, they'll go in there as well. So after that, I actually made it to the next level, obviously, and there are, you know, turtles. I don't know what I'm gonna do with a turtle right now because I don't have much water. I only have one water bucket. And I'm trying to save it. I really don't want to lose it because I don't know how many water sources are going to spawn for me, or water buckets are going to spawn for me to actually use. So, you know, I'm not going to bring that out. I'm not going to really, you know, hold the turtle hostage in one block of water. So, yeah, I'm back to breaking blocks once again. And, you know, I've found that this method right now is actually pretty good. The wood on the bottom and then the dirt, so that the spiders don't really spawn. And then, you know, any creepers that spawn, they can't blow up right away. And then I came across an invincible fish. No matter how many times I hit this guy, he just would not die. Never die. But, you know, soon enough he died because he didn't have any water. And one of these guys spawned, which if you guys have ever played normal survival Minecraft, you guys know how frustrating it is to fight these guys, because they'll just make you, they'll give you mining fatigue, I think it is. Which is really, really frustrating because, yeah, you need to drink milk. And luckily, you know, these guys obviously don't have water, so they're already taking damage, I think, just by not having water, which is nice. So I didn't get any mining fatigue this time around. But another one spawned. And apparently, this is a reoccurring thing with this level, which is frustrating, but you know, it is what it is. It's fine, you know, it's not that big of a deal. If I gotta survive 100 days, you know, I gotta do everything that I need to do to survive, you know. So, and then I was back to, you know, just mining, doing the normal things to get some blocks. And yeah, another big dude spawned, except this time he actually gave me mining fatigue, which is really frustrating. But you know, I only had to hit him once. These guys are pretty hard to kill, and he just flew off and died. And that mining fatigue is for 5 minutes, which I cannot wait that long to, you know, not mine. So, you know, I get my water bucket, pour that thing out, and go get some milk to get rid of the mining fatigue effect. And then some dolphins spawn, which I have no idea what the game thought that I was going to do, but I just sat there and let them pass away, which was really sad. But, you know, I couldn't do anything about that. I don't have anywhere to put the dolphins. But, you know, it is what it is. And then I actually got some zombies that had tridents, which was pretty cool. Unfortunately, did not get any of their tridents. Apparently, they have like a drop rate, or a really, really low drop rate. And, you know, if I had like Fortune 10 or whatever it is to get the high drop rates, you know, maybe. But in my last series, it took me about like 10 days of killing dudes with tridents to actually get one, which is horrible. So, yeah, this is kind of sad too. I left this in just to show that, you know, I can't keep everyone on my island. I didn't want them to fall. So I got rid of them, unfortunately, and went back to mining. I don't have enough water. He gives me one water source and then gives me a bunch of dolphins. And then, you know, another monster party, which these things are so frustrating, especially when you have a polar bear in the way that's blocking you from placing anything. Now I'm getting jumped by every single mob in the entire world. So I'm just kind of running, trying to dodge anything, not get hit from every little thing. But it's just a bunch of water, like type, you know, things that are supposed to be in water that are shooting me. And, you know, they kind of just, you know, fell off on their own, which is nice. So there you go. I'm back to just breaking stuff. And I think these pufferfish did more damage than all of that monster party thing combined. I went down to half a heart, but, you know, obviously they die after a little bit of time. So it wasn't that big of a deal. And I actually ended up getting a trident anyways. They just gave it to me. And there you go. That's the end of that little segment right there. And, you know, I'm on to the next one, which is nice because that one was just water nonstop. And I only got like 2 or 3 buckets of water. But I was supposed to take care of like a bunch of dolphins and stuff. So I don't really know, but it is what it is. And this thing actually naturally spawned, but he didn't really do anything. I mean, he hit me like once or twice, but then he would fly away. So I don't really know. He didn't do too much, which was nice, and killed him. And there was only one, so it wasn't like the end of the world or anything. And then a couple of cats spawned, and these are kind of nice to have around because they'll scare away creepers and stuff. They won't make you, they'll like not target you, which is nice. So I kind of let them run around wherever they wanted to go in case like a creeper or something spawned. And then I got a polar bear, which was, or another, not a polar bear, sorry. But this spawned, okay? And I almost died. I almost died right here. It was actually incredibly scary. These things are flying around, and they can fly like through blocks, which is really frustrating because they would just go under the map of where I could even hit them, which was really annoying. But and then the witch, right before I killed him, he poisoned me, which was really, really unfortunate because I was also getting jumped by a bunch of different things. So luckily, a lot of them would like get lost. They would start flying really high. They would go way below or something, and then they would not target me anymore, which was great. And I actually got diamonds, which was great. I kind of got distracted because that dude, he started to fly away. He wasn't even targeting me, which was hilarious. But yeah, that was nice. And I realized after getting jumped like 6 times by these monster parties that I needed somewhere to go to hide. Like I needed a good place to, right as I see that word, the sentence to pop up in the chat, I was just gonna book it right up there and then be completely safe, give myself like a bow or something, and you know, just gun them down, boom, 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 and then hide up here, you know, a little safe place. I created this little corner, right? And this was a specific corner called, as you can see, ready? The panic room, boom! In case, you know, I'm like on half a heart, something happens and I need to hide for a second to regroup. I knew I was gonna need that. So, you know, I built that, had that prepared just in case another monster party came around. And yeah, I went back to doing my thing. A bunch of mobs were spawning nonstop, which was, I feel like it was getting a higher rate than before, because before I would just, you know, be mining a ton of blocks and, you know, a couple mobs would spawn once or twice, but this seemed to be like a reoccurring thing. The big problem was, though, my parrots just love to stand right in front of you, and it's kind of scary because I feel like I'm gonna hit them, but I didn't hit them that time, so that, you know, that's pretty good. That's a win for me, you know? And yeah, just went back to mining a bunch of blocks, and I got through, you know, basically that entire segment right there. I got a couple chests here and there, and it was nice. You know, a bunch of witches kept spawning for some reason. I think it was just this specific segment where witches had a higher chance of spawning, and he actually poisoned me, which was great. You know, I just love spending my time in poison and everything. As you can see, right there, I have a lot of birds. I don't know why, but they just kept spawning. And I tried to sleep through the night so that nothing would spawn, but the poison kept me from sleeping, which was great. After that day, I came back and I was just doing my thing. I actually got a really nice gift with some diamonds in it, and I got through that entire segment. It wasn't that bad because it was literally just a bunch of witches, and I only got hit once, so it wasn't that big of a deal. And yeah, just went back to do my thing. I'm really just saving up as much stuff so I can start building in the next couple of days. So, you know, I'm doing my thing, getting as much as I can so that I have tons of blocks, tons of wood, and oh yeah, that happened. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, I promise. I just... After that unfortunate event, I went back to mining, doing my thing. I'm kind of trying to, like, you know, put everything in specific chests. I even get a villager to spawn, which is nice, because I can put him inside the house, and try to get, like, give him a job and get specific books from him, which is really good. He immediately goes in and sleeps in my bed, which is great. But yeah, I'm really just trying to get through this entire level right here because it's not the best. It's literally just, you know, these horrible zombies that give you the hunger effect, which isn't fun. I forget, is it the Sahara Desert one, which is great. You know, it's just so much fun. It's my favorite thing on earth, and I actually get a pretty good chest as well for trading with the villager, but I get Fernando, and I kind of just let him walk around. I didn't kill him or anything, I just let him go so that, you know, maybe he gets some good trades one day, you know? He's just walking around and trades me diamonds for a bunch of emeralds, so, yeah, that'd be nice. And once again, these dudes spawn, which is really frustrating, and there's like 12 of them. So, you know, my bird gets in the way, and I'm like, bro, move out of the way, what are you doing, dog? And, yeah, he moves a little bit, and then another bird flies in the way! I told myself at the beginning of this that I wasn't gonna, no animals were gonna die, but it's just unfortunate event after unfortunate event. And then randomly these guys spawn, which it's in the same. I thought that it was only going to be, you know, those zombies that were really annoying, but a couple of these guys spawn. And I already had one before spawn that was like friendly, so I didn't want to kill him at first and just let them walk around, but these guys actually hit you. I thought these guys had the axes, but they don't even have axes on them. So I'm thinking it's just a problem with the game, but I don't know. They didn't have any axes on them. So I tried to kill him, try not to take any damage as I could, because for those monster parties, I don't want any, you know, armor to break. My helmet was already getting pretty low. So went back to doing my thing, and any mob that was like, is supposed to be mean, but then didn't do much damage, I was gonna keep alive. And once again, my birds are getting in the way, and I really don't want to kill them. I just want them flying around. But they have like a death wish or something, because they keep constantly going in front of me. And now it's my time to go into the fortress that I have right there. As you can see, I kind of panicked at first because I didn't know where to go. I like was thinking about it. I had to process it in my brain, and then boom, the panic room goes into use. I knew I was gonna need that place. So I broke out after, you know, regaining my thoughts, came out, and I destroyed all of the dudes. It wasn't that hard. They weren't like super overpowered. The main thing is just kind of getting out of a corner. You don't want to get cornered by all these guys right away, because that's when they do the most damage. They get you trapped, and then right as you try to move out of that corner, they just, you know, all hit you at once and die. So it's not that fun. This guy was actually kind of nice, so I let him be with all the animals. He's just doing his thing, so. After that, you know, it was a success. My little fortress on the side actually worked, you know? I have a little panic room in there. I have a chest in there that has like a bow as well. So that's always nice in case I need to use a bow and shoot them from afar, something like that. Or if anything's flying, I could try to shoot them, which is nice. So yeah, I'm basically just eating my stew the entire time. This like entire series almost, because it's like free food. You know, I was really worried that I was gonna need a ton of different items or a ton of mobs to like eat, but I didn't really need to. Really, all I need to do right now though is make wheat so that I can have tons of cows, so that I can use the leather that they produce or whatever when they die, you know, to make a bookshelf and then make my enchantment room, everything like that. So I'm using the bone meal that I have to create grass. I'll leave the flowers because it looks nice, but I try to get as many seeds as I can to make like a big farm. So that's nice. It's coming along nicely. I have 3 sources of water, and I'm just waiting for one more to make like a unlimited water source. If you have 4 water sources next to one another, you can get an unlimited amount. I don't really know how it works, but yeah. And I walked in to go to sleep, and the 2 villagers that I got one was sitting on his face, which I don't know how that works. I wasn't too worried about it. I just wanted to go to bed and not talk to them. They were kind of being weird. So yeah, I got through that day, which was nice. And I grabbed my chest, and I decided that I wanted to make it look a little bit nicer. I've saved up enough blocks at this point to you know, worry about making it look nicer. Yes, let's go, Builder Lynix, come on. And yeah, I decided to make it out of wood. I think it looks pretty nice. I'm using a bunch of oak because, you know, I didn't want to use dark oak or anything like that. I don't think it looks as nice. Plus, I already have that other house that's made out of, like, jungle or something. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I had a lot planned for different houses and stuff. So I wanted to have a different variety of things around the entire area. So that was one of them. I wanted to also finish up the house as well. So that was a work in progress. And then I got one of these guys, which he's nice. He was one of those nice dudes that kind of just stands there. He doesn't do much. So yeah, I let him live. I was like, hey, if you want to go, you can go. And yeah, he's doing his thing. He's walking around now. I don't really know what he's gonna do, but I got another one of these trader dudes. And honestly, Fernando, I have no idea where that guy went. He's just gone somewhere. I really don't know. So I'll let that guy do his thing too. And then I went ahead and, you know, started on just breaking a ton of trees. I didn't really have that much wood. You know, I had already started to build my little tower, as you can see. And yeah, I just wanted to make it look really, really nice. But you need a lot of wood for that. So I would go back and forth, and I would plant the tree. Sometimes I would use bone meal to make it grow really fast, just so I could get more wood in the moment. But, you know, it ended up working out, and I made another little, like, my panic room. I need one of these just in case, you know, something happens and I need to hide for a second. But altogether, honestly, I think this looks pretty nice. I actually ended up rearranging it so I had a little bit more space to hide. And there you go. The panic room has been remade. And honestly, it works out pretty well. I can see if anybody's trying to climb the ladder. If anything, any mobs are trying to climb it, I can just close it up and then snipe them with my little bow. And yeah, I can just take care of anything that happens. Pretty much anything that spawns. But yeah. we're in another little era of really annoying mobs that spawn, but another one of those dudes that don't attack you spawn, which is pretty nice. And yeah, I just kind of let him do his thing. He seemed really nice, so, you know, be free. Do your thing, buddy. But yeah, this era of like different things that spawn isn't that fun. It's literally just a bunch of sand and like these zombies that will make it so you're just hungry the entire time. And after that, I actually got some ice as well, if that's even worth adding. I mean, nothing really other than water, which is nice because if you have 4, then you can get an unlimited amount of water. I'll show you guys how I do it right now, but you know, you just get 4 water sources, you put them together, and then you get an unlimited amount, which is nice because now I can make my little farm, you know, entirely full of water sources, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I did all that, trying to make the farm look really, really nice so I could expand it in the future and then also, you know, grow the population of how many cows I have. And there you go. I got past this entire part of, you know, different stuff that spawns. So there you go. On to the next upgrade, which is nice. It was actually the nether one, which this one I was kind of worried about because obviously the stuff that can spawn in the nether isn't necessarily the nicest. So yeah, these guys spawned and they're the ones that like trade with you, right? So but looking back on this now, I probably shouldn't have killed them, right? Probably should have traded with them, you know, get some ender pearls and stuff, but I did get netherite, which is pretty sick. So I went and grabbed a brand new pickaxe. I think this was the first pickaxe I made. That was diamond, if I recall that correctly. And yeah, I got some obsidian as well, if I wanted to create a portal of sorts. And these dudes started to spawn. And there was actually 2 of them, which I only thought it was 1 at first. And these guys do a lot of damage if they hit you. So try to play it a little bit slower. And yeah, he transformed into this dude, which I have never seen that hoglin in my life. I have no idea what that is, to be honest. But yeah, another one of these blaze spawned, and I'm gonna need to obviously start saving for the end of battle. So yeah, I need to start getting as many blazes as I can as well. And then out of nowhere, a ginormous gas spawns, which it wasn't even that hard to kill him. Obviously, I just, you know, one tap him. But I mean, he didn't really move. If he moved right away, it probably would have been a little bit harder, but luckily he just kind of stood there. And I realized at this point, like, oh, I could probably keep these guys. So I hit them once and I was like, ooh, I should probably create like a little area to have these guys to where I can like trade with them nonstop. You know what I mean? So I start to create this little area where I can make them follow me, and then they'll be trapped in here forever so that I can, you know, just throw some gold in there, trade with them whenever I want. And randomly, they transformed into these guys. Like, what happened? They transformed into normal piglins, which I think is super messed up because I spent so much time getting that already, but it's whatever. I'm not that mad. I'm not that mad. But some of these guys spawned again, and I actually started to take a lot of damage, but they weren't that. They didn't do too much, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But some more blazes spawned, which is kind of scary because my gates are made out of wood, so I was a bit spooked, and you know, it wasn't that hard, but still, it is notable because you know, I started to lose some health. I didn't really lose too much health to anybody but the nether guys. I think the nether peeps are where it started to get a little bit scary because, you know, you kind of lose track of what you're doing whenever you're just mining stuff. But and then it was the time for the real test, the monster party, which these are scary. So yeah, a gas spawn, a bunch of blazes spawn, and I quickly go to try to grab my bow as fast as I can, and then he hits me as I'm moving my bow. So my bow falls out of my inventory as I'm holding it, and it lands on the ground. So I'm looking for it. I'm worried it fell off the entire map, right? So I'm looking around, I'm like, oh crap. And there it is. It's lying on the floor, on the ground. I grab it, and by that time that I actually get the bow, he's too far away to even hit him. He's so far away, so none of my arrows are even getting anywhere close to him. And then I turn around, and my tower's on fire, as well as my trees. Like, what am I supposed to be doing here? So I just sit there and, you know, cry a little bit. This was a big L. I definitely did not think about how, you know, fire burns wood at this point, so that's nice. And yeah, they even took out my panda. This was just a horrible day in general. I was actually pretty disappointed in myself at this because I should have realized that it, you know, at some point it might have caught on fire when I was trying to hide from enemies that shoot fire, right? I don't know, but that didn't go through my brain. So, but luckily enough, I had enough materials to make a little area for the villagers, which is nice because then I can start trading with them, get some special books for the end fight and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, I felt pretty comfortable. I was getting a ton of spiders. I didn't have a ton of sheep, which is a big problem. So I was trying to use the string to just make a bunch of wool and then make beds for them. But in the meantime, while I'm doing all this, you know, I'll obviously have to just save up and keep them in there, which I thought it looked pretty nice so that it's next to where I can go and grab my stuff, and then they're right there. So now, finally, they spawn again, these dudes, and I'm like, okay, I gotta get these guys back in one piece to, you know, the place. And I mean, ignore the holes. I mean, it might have been from the gas, but it's not that big of a deal, right? So I finally make it. I'm like, okay, please fall inside. I look up, and they're piglins again. I can never win this. After a little while, I actually made myself a little cobblestone generator, and I started to save up, and I tried to make my first ever XP farm, which, I mean, I guess it's like a mob farm as well. A little mix of both, because you can get a lot of XP from it, but then you can also get, like, you know, obviously I said I needed string and stuff like that, so hopefully a good amount of spiders will spawn, and, you know, just mobs in general, which is nice. So I actually ended up making my first netherite pickaxe from all the netherite that I was able to grab from the chest that spawned and all of that type of stuff. So a couple days passed, and I spent a lot of time on this thing, okay? And there were mobs spawning on it while I was building. Like, I was going at night, so I mean, it's pretty scary. I don't know. I've never made one of these before, and I didn't know if it would even work, which was the most stressful part, because you spend, you know, like 20 days, 10, like, I don't even know how many days, and many hours. Look how long. Look at that. I didn't even get that piece of cobblestone because it was going into the fire. If there's a better way to do this, let me know. But I spent a lot of time just watching YouTube videos and mining cobblestone, but it ended up actually working out. So I was trying to test out new ways to get the XP, but I couldn't grab it for some reason. So I tried to get a little bit closer, and that was a bad idea because then my first XP farm broke, and I was like, okay, I gotta patch this up as fast as I can. And I forgot that they still fall. They still fall down while you're trying to fix it. So I started to panic here a little bit. I was like, oh, great. Another creeper blew up. Why did he do that? Why did he blow up? I was nowhere near it. I have no idea. But I mean, it kind of fixed my problem with them falling because they would just fall through the which is kind of funny to watch because they just fly through. Luckily enough, I ended up fixing it. I even added an extra block for them to fall, so they took even more damage, and some of them would die as they fell, which was nice. But I ended up making it to the next level, which was, you know, pretty good. And yeah, there you go. I made it to the next level. And the last thing that I wanted to do was make an enchantment table because I, for one, do not have a consistency with, you know, feeding cows because the cows are so frustrating to, you know, just make a ton of them because you need tons of wheat and it's just really hard. You gotta stay on top of it. But I ended up making one, which is fantastic because I needed enchanted tools and armor for this fight that's coming up in the next 100 days. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. This is such a long process. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. The 100 days, next one, 200 days, is, you know, the end fight. So make sure you guys drop a like. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Go follow my Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace, guys.